We are back with Whodle, Name That Doctor Who episode, and we have a shot of the TARDIS from the Jodie Whittaker era here. It is an establishing shot of the TARDIS, which, well, makes my brain go straight to the first time we see it in this era, at the start of Series 11, at the end of the Ghost Monument. I don't have any better guesses than that. It could be another establishing shot later on, maybe in the first episode of Series 12 or something, but I think my best bet is the Ghost Monument. No, the Ghost Monument is wrong. We have a help me message here, which I believe is received by the TARDIS team in Kablam, the one with the killer delivery robots and the killer bubble wrap, with the, let's say, questionable message at the end of the episode that no one ever stops talking about, so I won't go on about it. There we are, it is Kablam. So there must just be a shot of the TARDIS outside on the Kablam planet. But yeah, I wouldn't have got that. But that was a much nicer clue. That's much harder, but I believe that's around the point where she talks about the giant wasp and Agatha Christie. There's some bubble wrap. And there's the creepy Kablam robots. Okay, that's a good one in two. Doctor Who, name that episode, and we have a screen displaying some vitals information here. God, there's a lot of things I feel like this could be. The quality looks like probably Smith era, maybe Capaldi. The only thing my brain is going to annoyingly is New Earth and being in the hospital, but I don't feel like it looks too good for that. I feel like another time we might see this and we're in a hospital would be The Power of Three. One of the doctor's hearts shut down. There's a whole bit based in the hospital. They have people in hospital beds on the ship where the cubes have come from. So I think The Power of Three will be my guess here. Oh no, not Power of Three at all. Here we have a school teacher. I believe it is the teacher of Amy and Rory and Mel's, who ends up being River Song. They name their daughter after their daughter. This must be a screen inside the Tesselector, I guess, measuring vitals in there. It's Let's Kill Hitler from Series 6. It is Let's Kill Hitler. I mean, it kind of had to be going off that second image. Replacing a gun with a banana. Running through a crop circle with the car. And there's a newly regenerated river. I'll take that one in two as well. I don't think I would have got that as a Tesselector screen at all, which I'm assuming it is now. Yeah, not bad in two. Doctor Who, can you name the episode from the very obscure screenshot here of just a title card with a passing of time? I think the thing with these there aren't too many of them, and you can tell which era it is from the style of the text. This text is very basic, which puts it early on. It's not that big, bold Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi era text. We had one not too long ago that was 1 year later, which is the start of the two-part finale on Satellite 5. And this one is very similar text, 6 months later. And I think I do know what it has to be because of that. The only other comeback story, the only other sequel story in Series 1 is with the Slovene. 6 months after the events of Aliens of London World War III is Boomtown, when we find out one of the Slovene is currently the mayor. It is Boomtown. I thought it had to be. Didn't have any other ideas what that could be. There's a fun chase scene. They got the intergalactic surfboard. There they are in the iconic place in Cardiff. And it's a really good dinner scene there with like questioning the ethics of taking someone to their execution. I think Boomtown was for a long time quite underrated, but nowadays it seems to get its appreciation. I think calling it underrated is actually a bit out of date these days, and I'm very happy to get it in one. Whodle, name that Doctor Who episode, and we have another screen here today, displaying some sort of logo on what looks to be a planet, a red ring with some lightning underneath. I do not know what this screen is. The quality makes it look like an older episode, like an RTD1 era episode, but I don't have any immediate ideas, and I've got myself in a concern. This lightning at the bottom makes me think of those light-based creatures in Spyfall, and I'm wondering if this can be from that presentation at the end of Spyfall Part 2, and maybe they've stretched out the image at last to make the black bars not appear, although the BBC logo's here, so I don't think so. But I'll be a bit annoyed at myself now if I don't put that in and it's right, and I don't have any other ideas. It feels like a bit of a throwaway, but let's just move to the next image. Oh, okay. This looks like maybe some Gallifreyan stuff on the floor. Maybe. Actually, I think I do know what this is somehow. I think this is a bit of the floor that opens up in the library, in Silence of the Library, Forest of the Dead. This opens up and they all drop through it. Doctor drops through it again at the end to go and save River. And this system must be Cal, the computer, when they talk to Cal. Going by which part, I'm going to go with the second part, Forest of the Dead, because I think that's when they interact with it. If it's a shot from the first part, that's annoying, but hopefully it won't be. Hey, very good, it is Forest of the Dead. Do not know how I recognise that bit of floor, but not that screen. It's weird, the things that stick in your head. Oh, that's a bit of a difficult one to get to drawing. There's Dr. Moon. And there you go, all stories in the end. She's stored in the screwdriver. Very good. I will take that one in too. Doctor Who named that episode, and once again, 2 days in a row this time, we have a screen displaying information. It looks a bit random, the information we got here, but I do think I actually know what this screen is showing. I think it's showing the basic level. I think they call it basic 1, basic 2 of the Ood, as their basic level begins to rise, as the devil takes them over, the beast, which would make this part 1 of the Impossible Astronaut, the Satan Pit, when they first get taken over and their eyes go all red. I think it has to be the Impossible Planet. Oh, Impossible Planet. You are kidding me. Well, then there's the pit. That's Satan's pit. So it's the second part. They must show that screen in both parts. Ah, getting the wrong part of a two-parter always sucks. It always sucks, but this has got to be the Satan pit instead. It is indeed the Satan pit. Well, I got the right story. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. I just thought that screen was showing the basics level in the first part. Oh well, there's the pit. Doctor drops down the last few feet. Cable snapping. Ood with the red eyes. And there's the beast himself. What an incredible story from Series 2. I always feel like Series 2 is a bit underrated because there's a couple of, I guess you would call them, not so good stories in there. But the actual highs of Series 2 are so high. And yeah, just a great two-parter. Don't mind that I got the story right straight away. Getting that in 2 is fine. Doctor Who, name the episode, and we've got a hand at a keyboard here. It's a very odd-looking keyboard. It almost looks like it's on an old... Yeah, the keys look modern, but the equipment behind it looks old. My brain goes to maybe when the 11th Doctor and the Lodger throws together that weird contraption, but I don't really remember it having a keyboard. And the hand quickly peering up here reminds me of that really weird kind of cheesy scene in The Doctor Falls, where he quickly types some stuff into the keyboard. It stands out to me, that scene. It's such a cheesy scene in an otherwise very serious story. None of them really suit, because I feel like that would be darker, and I don't remember the equipment in the Lodger. But I don't immediately have any other ideas. I guess maybe it could be... No, nothing quite seems right. So I'm gonna go for that scene in the Doctor Falls, even though it's definitely wrong, just to move along. Oh, we got a reflection of the TARDIS in a puddle. It's not going to be the pilot again, is it? Puddles. Could this keyboard be somewhere in the pilot? I go to puddle creature, my brain goes straight to pilot, so I'm going to go pilot. Oh, wrong puddle creature. So this is the crew they find in the spaceship that has collided with the sea ship in The Curse of the Black Spot. And that must be the TARDIS by a puddle where that siren comes out. I don't actually remember how the TARDIS ends up on the siren ship. It must get absorbed through a puddle at some point. It's been a long time since I've seen that story. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the dead crew members from The Curse of the Black Spot on the alien ship. Yes, it is. So there's Amy and Rory on the ship, and there's the Doctor and Captain. Is it Avery? Oh, it's been so long since I've seen it. He reappears again in Good Man Goes to War. Yeah, okay. I would not have got that. I could have maybe if I thought about it longer on too, but I was in a proper Capaldi mindset. So yeah, went pilot first. But yeah, I'll take that one in 3. These days they're not so obvious to me, so 1 or 2 is great, 3's fine. I would like to be getting more in 1, but there we are. Whodle, name that episode. And once again we have a screen. It's the theme of the week at the moment. So many screens. I do think I know which story this is from, just because it's all energy based. I made a guess of it earlier on a different screen. I think this truly is from Spyfall. Here's the problem I'm having. I'm thinking of 2 scenes in which it can be. I go to part 1 when they're in the car and the car's like driving itself. And maybe this is a screen on the car control panel in the middle when they're trying to stop the car from crashing. And then 2, just maybe at the end when they defeat the light creatures whose names have escaped me and the master. I think they might be called like the Kasavin or something. And then you have Lenny Henry's bad guys. Well, all sorts going on in that 2-parter. But yeah, maybe it's used at the end when they reroute something to defeat them. It almost looks like it's like looking at a room or something with doors. So I'm going to go with part 2. I've been having bad luck with parts of stories lately. And it continues. That's definitely from Spyfall Part 1 where they first see the Kasavin and they get taken away. Damn. Well, once again, I knew the story. The part did not sink in correctly. There they are with O/the Master. Anything else? Okay, that's when she's talking to Stephen Fry's character. 4. And the bit where they run at the end and you get the Master reveal. A fun Master reveal. Once again, I could have thought about that being the car more, but I always choose the wrong part when I get a 50-50. It's just the way it is. So there we are, another week of 7 Whodles, and we're down to an exactly 50% first guess rate. And a lot of it's been brought down this week by choosing the wrong part of a 2-part story. So pressure's on the first day of next week to see if I can keep it above 50%. I think it's due to drop since they've started to get a bit harder for me. But yeah, a decent week overall. Lots of 2s and 1s and a 3, I think. Yeah, not bad at all. See you next time.